Hello, my most amazing art students. That's right. So today's lesson is going to be kind of interesting. So I have this really cool book here, and I know you guys know who this is. Who is it? That's right, that is Mona Lisa. And it was painted by a very famous man named Leonardo da Vinci. And Leonardo da Vinci was fascinating. Yes, he's a crusty old dead man. Yes, he lived many, many years ago. But crazy important, because did you know that not only was Leonardo da Vinci a painter, he was an inventor. He was amazing. Did you know that Leonardo da Vinci actually invented the parachute and the helicopter way before his time? Now, it's not the parachute that we see today, and it's not the helicopter we see today, but he actually invented both of those. He also invented the army tank. He invented so many things that we have around now that before his time, because gasoline wasn't invented, motors weren't invented, but he already had drawings and ideas for them. He was obsessed with learning how to fly. He has all kinds of winged things. So if you're bored and you don't, you finished your schoolwork and you want to look up Leonardo da Vinci, he is fascinating. I don't know if you can see this, but this is some of his winged inventions, and he was obsessed with learning how to fly. So what I thought we'd do today is, we all know Mona Lisa. We know some of the rumors around Mona Lisa. We're not quite sure if she was actually a real woman or not. It's never been determined. But we are going to be inventors today. And there is something that we all have, and we all love, especially my gentlemen. We all have tennis shoes. And tennis shoes are really, really important. And do you know that when I was a little girl, tennis shoes were not as cool as they are now. And even when my mom and dad were alive, you only wore tennis shoes to wear to gym class, or to run or do sports in. But nowadays, we wear them every day. We wear them to school, we wear them, some people wear them to church, we wear them everywhere. So I thought it'd be super fun if we were like Leonardo da Vinci and we invented the ultimate tennis shoe. And I'm talking way out of the box. I want you to be crazy inventive. I want you to think of things that you would never think on a shoe. I want you to put it on there. Because when I was a little girl and you said, hey, I want shoes that light up, I would have thought you're crazy. Those weren't invented when I was a little girl. The shoes with roller skates in the bottom that pop out, those weren't invented. That's go-go gadget stuff, right? So I want you to think of something amazing. So you can see this is kind of one of my examples. And maybe you don't like to tie your shoes, right? So maybe you do Velcro on your shoes. Maybe you don't want to carry anything in your hands, so you might put a zipper on your shoe. I have a jetpack that makes me run super fast. I have a flashlight so I can totes walk in the dark, right? And then, not only do I have inventions, but you gotta think designs, right? So I've done a really cool fade on mine. I got flames going on. You can do all kinds of things on your shoe. Now, another example, this is from years and years and years and years and years ago, one of my old students, he even made it look like an old Leonardo da Vinci drawing. And he's got all kinds of things on here. There's an iPod, like I said, this was a long time ago before iPhones, but he's got an iPod on there. He's got water that comes out the back, firecrackers for his enemies. There's a cell phone. He's got, his name of his was Corey's Cool Shoe. He's got all kinds of springs, a magic hand that comes out, suction cups. What does that say? I can't even read it. He's even got a shoe cleaner on here that cleans his shoe. So you and I today are going to do some shoe drawings and make our awesome, cool shoe invention. So I'll be right back. So go get your pencils, your crayons, erasers, and we're going to draw a shoe today. All right, guys, so I'm back. So you're going to need a piece of paper and a pencil, possibly an eraser. Now I'm going to draw with a Sharpie because sometimes pencil doesn't show up very well. So I want you to draw with a pencil just in case. This is definitely some ideas that are going to be surging through your head. You're going to change your mind a lot. So your pencil and your eraser are going to be your best friend because there's all different types of things that you're going to want to change. I'm going to draw with a Sharpie just so that you can see my lines through the camera. So the very first thing we want to do is draw our shoe. And there's tons of different ways to do this. If you don't think you're very good at drawing a shoe, what really, really helps, and this might gross you out, but hey, what about taking your shoe off? Woo, girlfriend, my shoe is nasty, right? And you might take your shoe off and kind of trace it and get the idea of it. So I'm going to actually do that with my pencil first. So I can't lay my shoe down flat, right? That doesn't work. I don't want to lay my shoe this way because I don't want to draw the bottom of my shoe. We're drawing an idea, right? So I'm just going to kind of get an idea, maybe go around my shoe just a smidge of a bit. So I don't think you can see that very well, but now I kind of have an idea of where my shoe or what my shoe might look like. Now that is one funky looking tennis shoe, right? So that's an idea if you wanted to do that. Maybe you don't like that idea. Maybe you just want to try and draw it on your own. The best way to try and draw a shoe, and I'm going to start with my Sharpie, is there's tons of different ways, but let's start at the bottom. And I'm going to draw a line. That's where your heel is. That's this part of the shoe, right? Now mine doesn't have a dip or anything in it, which you can change, but I'm going to put a little V. And then I'm going to go and do the long part where our tootsies belong, right? So that's the bottom, the sole of our shoe, right? Now if you notice on my shoe, it's got back here, this is the heel. So I might go, go up. There's my heel. And then I have this dip where our ankle hangs out, right? So maybe I go up like that. It's kind of like a happy face. And then I might come down like a slide. We're sliding down the slide. Whoa, I almost messed that up. Now, that might look like an elf lives in that shoe, but we can always go back in and change it, right? Maybe I go in and I add the tongue of my shoe, or maybe I go in and add some cool tread. I don't like what I'm doing here, but this is why you always use a pencil, right? So now, let's pretend that I really liked this. We can go in and do all kinds of fun things. Maybe if you did want shoelaces, I'm not going to close them up because I might want to go in and add funky shoelaces. Maybe I want cool jetpacks. Now, if you want to draw a jetpack, you might draw a really squished oval, almost like a hot dog, and then draw two curved lines. Now I got really cool jetpacks, suction cups coming out of my shoe, right? Maybe, I don't know, maybe I have a big cannon that comes out the back of my shoe. Now here's where our pencil is very, very important. Is our cannon see-through? No, but see this line right here? If you had an eraser, you'd be able to erase that, right? So I can't do that, so I'm gonna actually shade mine in because I'm drawing with a Sharpie. So there's my big cannon that comes out the back of my shoe. Maybe I have a pocket here and it's gonna hold, I'm even gonna do the stitches around it. Maybe it's sewn into the side. Oh my goodness. And that could hold all kinds of things. Maybe that holds pencils or pens, or some of you might have cell phones, or maybe I'm gonna put some homework in it, right? Some schoolwork in there. Think like there's writing, right? What else should we add? Maybe, oh goodness, maybe we should add a zipper or lightning bolts or some kind of cool design. Maybe there's a lightning bolt. This is the super awesomest shoe. It moves really, really fast. Maybe that's our design, right? Maybe we have, oh, this is always fun. I like to draw a hole in my shoe, and then maybe there's a robot arm. Ooh, or maybe, you know what? This comes up out of my shoe. Once again, you would erase this line, but I'm just gonna, for reasons that I'm using a Sharpie. Maybe this is, I'm gonna draw, this is a robot hand, and maybe this robot hand does all kinds of work for me. How many fingers do you think a robot arm? I'm gonna do, how many is that, 4? I'm gonna put 5 on there, just like us. There, maybe he can do all kinds of crazy things. Maybe he can pinch people or grab people or stuff like that. Or even, maybe you're not good at tying your shoes, right? Maybe this guy comes in and ties your shoes for you. That'd be kind of cool, right? All right, I have my assistant Emmeline helping me. She says fire to add fire down to, oh yeah. What if we had, if you're good at drawing flames, flames are hard, maybe fire comes out, right? Maybe this is to get away from your enemies, right? Or something like that. So there's all kinds of things you guys can do to this. Now I have a flashlight on mine here. I think that's always a good idea. You always need a flashlight. Only this time I'm gonna build it into my shoe, right? So that my toe is my flashlight. Well, that looks like a clown nose, but we can go with it, flashlight. So what I want you guys to do is really add all kinds of ideas. What would be the ultimate shoe? Maybe you have suction cups, flames, and wheels, right? Maybe you have robot hands. Maybe you have pockets that hold things and pencils. So be creative, be original. You can add color like that, or maybe you make yours look like a real Leonardo da Vinci. And you know what's the fun part about this? Is once we created it, we outlined it with Sharpie, and then to make it look really old, oh my goodness, we wadded it up. We don't want to tear it. We wad it up, open it up really, really carefully, and then we open it up and smooth it out. And look at all those wrinkles. You can go over it with a brown crayon or even rip the edges. Now it looks like an ancient, old idea, right? So you can make this look as old like this one or as brand new like this one. So be creative as you want, be Leonardo da Vinci, and invent something amazing today.